Hi guys, Thierry here, also known as Video Demon, and today we're doing another album review. The last one was really successful, the Atom Ship review. It introduced a lot of people to an obscure band, and I'm really happy about that because I really think they should have got more attention. And hopefully my video has let you all discovered some amazing music. But anyways, today's review, I'm doing a band that's not obscure but of an album of theirs that I feel is kind of overlooked. So today we're going to be taking a look at Saturate by Breaking Benjamin, their debut album released in August 2002. Now, Breaking Benjamin, like I said, they're not obscure. They were one of the biggest rock bands of the 2000s, and even to this day, they're still making music and still going strong. They recently released in 2020 like a remix album of like old songs with like guest appearances from like other rock artists, and called that one was titled Aurora. And I've noticed something about that album. For some reason, there's no songs on it from the Saturate album. It really confuses me because, like, why would they just skip out their seminal debut? I really don't know. But that's the thing about it, guys. Like, unlike say Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park, which made the band huge, Breaking Benjamin didn't get big until their song "So Cold" from the second album, "We Are Not Alone." When really, I'm really like sad that this one didn't shoot them off first of all because it's really good. But yeah, the band are mostly known for songs like "So Cold" and "The Diary of Jane" and "Breath" and "I Will Not Bow." But this one in particular has a much different sound to it than all their others. And I'll go into the following reasons, but I'm going to give a bit of history. But because, BB are still strong to this day, I'm going to make this one short. Breaking Benjamin were formed in 1999 under a different band name. I forgot what it was. But in 2001, just a couple of years later, they ended up releasing a self-titled EP, a year I was born, which had 5 of the songs that would end up being on this. And in 2002, they released Saturate. Now, the lineup on this album was Benjamin Burnley, who's obviously the frontman, singer, rhythm guitarist, hence why his name is literally in the band name. He's been there forever. Aaron Fink was the lead guitarist. Mark Klapaski was on bass, and Jeremy Hummel was the drummer. Now, what's interesting to note is that the guitarist and the bass player were in the new metal band Lifer, but I'm honestly glad that they ended up leaving and joined a much better band because Lifer were pretty generic, honestly, and I won't be reviewing them probably because, generic rap metal, new metal, kind of dated. But yeah, it's that sort of thing. But Saturate, the thing about this album is that it's very divisive in the franchise. Sorry, not franchise, fan base, I should say. The thing about it is like some people like me think it's like literally the best album they've ever made for the following reasons, and others actually think this is their worst just because of how different it is, like how it sticks out like a sore thumb compared to their other stuff. Like I think even Loudwire.com put this at the bottom of the list when ranking their albums. Like what the hell, guys? What's wrong with you guys? Like come on. And there's also like some of the songs don't really get played live often and such and stuff like that. So yeah, but in my opinion, I think this album's the best because of the following elements. It's probably their heaviest album because of like instrumentally and their influences at the time. It's a lot more grungy sounding. It's also kind of new metal sounding and alt metal compared to the hard rock, kind of angst filled stuff they would do later on. But yeah, it's heavy, but it's also got probably their most chill and like calm lyrics. It's honestly a very positive sounding album, guys. And it has that very summery kind of feel to it, like skate parks in the early 2000s. Compared to like their other albums, "We Are Not Alone" I associate with winter, and "Phobia" I kind of like associate it with like stormy kind of like weather outside. So yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, it's heavy, but it's also really chill. And the other thing I like about it is that there's a lot of variety. All the songs try to sound different compared to later releases, and the production is a lot better. Breaking Benjamin's later albums, they have the issue with being overproduced, where it's like instruments layered upon each other, and it's very digitally enhanced, and Ben's voice is very like auto-tuned at points. This one isn't though. It's very raw. You can hear every single instrument. You can actually hear the bass guitar for a change compared to their other stuff. And yeah, those are definitely the following reasons why I enjoy it the most, because it kind of fits in with those early 2000s albums. But we're going to go into each song like I did before, and also the packaging. Unfortunately, it hasn't been released on vinyl, but the CD. I think only I think only Dear Agony and Onwards has been released on vinyl, but Dear Agony is like really rare. It hasn't been given a wide release. But anyway, so the album cover has like the typical, left and right writing at the top. It's the insignia, but it looks like it's either been made out of blood or it's like a red stamp that's been stamped on like tea-stained paper, hence why it's yellowy. And the back of it, there's like more kind of, it looks like blood stains, Hollywood Records. And the spine, you can also see the insignia. And the CD keeps the kind of same orangey yellow red colour scheme, which fits the summery kind of tone. And we can see the logo imprinted on the inside of it. Really nice logo, and they've kept it ever since the beginning. But yeah, and I also got this album on eBay, since it's not like a super rare one, but it is kind of hard to come by. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into the tracks. I'm going to try and go through them quickly because, I kind of drone on a bit. But I have made some notes here, so I can go into the songs in detail. Track number 1, Wish I May. Oh my god, absolutely solid opening track. Goes straight into it. Ben ends up yelling, and then we go into a really catchy, kind of semi-nu metalish kind of riff. Do 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 do. That's that kind of riff, and there's like a sort of like slow-paced kind of like drum beat going on there, which really kind of like makes the song feel like it's like plodding around and creeping almost. And Ben has like a very aggressive voice on this song, and there's a rhyme scheme, which is a kind of like a trend on this album, which I'm going to try and not bring it up as much. But the choruses are very like aggressive on this album, but the verses are very aggressive, but the choruses tend to be a lot more like lighter hearted and like upbeat. So like, there's a rhyme scheme on the verses, like show me how it's supposed to end, and try to make you saturate, which obviously references the album itself, which is really cool lyric. Why should I have to wait? Why should I have to wait? Amongst this land of shiny lights, I wish I may, I wish I might, and all these dreams, they come to end, I wish you weren't my friend. Like, that's a really great chorus. It's very, like, powerful sounding. And then the song goes into a middle section with a lot of, like, fast-paced riffs, and there's also even like a small guitar solo. This album does have solos on it, but they aren't like Van Halen, Metallica, freaking 6-minute long solos or anything like that. They're very short and sweet, which is just perfectly like my style. And towards the end of the song, there's a lot of breaks with like Ben screaming, those kind of like screams. Probably looks weird when I'm doing it, but yeah. And then the song ends with kind of a creepy, like ominous riff as the other guitar fades out. And I just love that. The song fades out and the heaviness just stops. And there we go, Wish I May. Absolutely amazing. And fun fact, it was on the soundtrack album for the movie Wrong Turn, released in 2003. I've never actually seen the movie, but as far as I know, it's a pretty good horror film, so I'll give it that. Track number 2, one of the singles off the album, Medicate. Now, this is where the different style of the albums. Also, I forgot to mention, Wish I May, because of the drum beat, it kind of reminds me of like early metalcore and like metalcore breakdowns, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Medicate, however, has a very grungy sound. It's very Nirvana inspired, with like the riffs and the pace of the song. Like, this song goes straight into the drumming, like those kind of chords. and the verses go into a very like slow-paced, bassy kind of feel. Very Nirvana feeling, hence the poster there. But yeah, the verses kind of have a creepy kind of like slowness to them. I know you will cover me, he's constantly saying. But the chorus is very like upbeat. I know you will cover me, me. Run away, make haste, get laid, get laid. You tie me up, I've had enough, so medicate, medicate. Those kind of rhyme schemes are what I love from this album. It's very, it's immature, but in the right kind of way. Like, you can honestly tell that they were young men at the time, like writing these songs in like in the garage, in the garage, however you pronounce it. And you can kind of tell with this song, because especially the lyric "get laid." Like, I can't imagine like this band who put that lyric would end up doing such like depressing and slow beat songs like "The Diary of Jane" and "Give Me a Sign." But yeah, I don't know. I just love that though, and I kind of miss that style. We'll never get this Breaking Benjamin back, but hey, people mature, and I understand. And there's even some a cappella in the song, like you hear doo 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 doo, which kind of gives it the more like pop punk, carefree kind of vibe, which I really appreciate, and it's very 2000 sounding. Medicate, great song. Track number 3, the hit single, the lead single off this album, Polyamorous. Absolutely amazing song. Now, I obviously was introduced from the band because of Blow Me Away from Halo 2 and other videos on YouTube, and Diary of Jane was good, but Polyamorous is what made me a fan. I was like, yes, this is my style, I'm going to delve into this band. The song starts with some like guitar kind of effects, like speakery kind of effects, but then it goes straight into the aggression and the fast-paced, guitar and the drums, I mean. And then Ben yells, "Let's go!" And then there's like a new metal style guitar riffs, and obviously the verses are very like slow and bassy. And the rhyme scheme, the day has come to an end. The sun is over my head. My polyamorous friend, she got me in a massive trouble again. A mess of trouble again. But yeah, so the song is obviously about poly relationships. I'm not going to comment on this, guys, because it might be controversial. But yeah, clearly the song is about the main character or whatever's been getting into like poly relationships, and it's just been not going well. All that kind of stuff. So it definitely has that carefree relationship kind of vibe going on. But then the middle of the song goes into kind of like a slow pace kind of feel. I don't really know slow pace, but the guitar ends up going into like a slap bass kind of vibe. And Ben constantly keeps saying the lyrics, you know, how do you know? How do you know? Well, how do you know? And after that, we go straight into the chorus again. Just when you think that you're all right, I'm coming out from the inside. I never hurt anyone. I never listened at all. Those kind of lyrics, you can definitely feel how the character feels. And he screams, "Let's go!" again, and the song ends. It's just so fast. It really like punches you in the face, and I really appreciate that in music. And fun fact about this song, it was featured in a PS2 game called Run Like Hell, which I've never actually played until I looked it up on Google. But it was also in SmackDown vs. Raw, as well as Firefly. But that was on We Are Not Alone, so we're not going to talk about that song. But yeah, Polyamorous, great song. Track number 4, Skin, the other big song on the album. Now, to note with this song, apparently Ben hates it because there was pressure from the record label to make it the lead single when he didn't want it to be, and that's why he doesn't like playing it live. And it's also kind of a more immature sounding song. This one is very pop punk, very punky sounding riffs. Do 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 do. It's very upbeat. Honestly, this song makes me like very happy. There's lyrics like "you're battered and beaten and we'll croak till we'll hit the ceiling." It's kind of about like, I think this song's like about partying and drinking. It just has that vibe. House parties in the early 2000s. But yeah, the chorus, yeah, I'll get better, send the letter, bombs away. Just those lyrics are just fantastic. I don't know, they just work so well. They're silly, but they work. And you're covered in my skin. I couldn't imagine anyone else. I'm up for the weekend. I couldn't imagine why you would save yourself. I honestly think this song is also about body issues as well, hence the title Skin. maybe feeling uncomfortable with how you look, but still trying to be happy about it. That's my interpretation. But yeah, this song is just like very happy sounding, and there's also another short guitar solo. I don't know, I absolutely love this song. It's one of my favourites on the album, but I can understand why Ben dislikes it. It is very mature and like young man kind of sounding, but yeah. Next song, Natural Life. Another one of the more metal, headbangy kind of songs. It opens up with a slow build up on the bass guitar, and a lot of the drummer is hitting the toms a lot to kind of build up some ambience. And then after a few like seconds, it builds up, and then Ben yells, "Hold still!" And then it goes. It's very you can easily headbang to this song with the pace of it, and it has rhyme scheme lyrics as well. All of my life, all of my time, and like swallow your pride. I don't want to come back round tonight. All that I need is serenity. And the chorus as well is like the verses are very heavy again, but the chorus is light. I'll be your new disease, the natural life. You're born, you die, the natural life. It's very I don't know, it's very different. The mix of heaviness with the lightness of the chorus. I really appreciate that though. And I do headbang to this song. And the middle section of the song changes, like Ben yells like, "Run! I will never know." Da, da, da. And it sounds very dramatic sounding, honestly. I really appreciate this one. This song's very, I don't know, almost mosh pit kind of like. But yeah. And fun fact, again, this song was featured in the PS2 game MX Unleashed, which had a really like banging soundtrack. It was a motorcycle, it's a dirt bike racing game. Really good. Great game. Next song, and the song's great as well. The next song is Next to Nothing. Going to the one of the more lighter songs on the album, kind of the more pop punk kind of vibe. There's uses of acoustic guitars and really like soft vocal delivery from Ben. He really does have range. I just can't take your breath away. Like it has a very romantic kind of like feel to it, because it's over when it's over. You're next to nothing. It really is like that, and I associate this song with love. And there's also a short guitar solo in the middle of it, but yeah, it's very radio friendly sounding. It's not one of my favourites, but it is really peaceful sounding, and I appreciate it for that. The fact that the band can do softer, punky sounding songs is nice. The next song is Water, track number 7. Oh my god, probably one of my top 3 songs on the album. I absolutely love this song. It opens up with a really like creepy, disturbing sounding like kind of like submarine noises, and then there's some build up with the drummers hitting the cymbals, and then it goes straight into the new metal heavy riffs. It goes like straight into it, and both guitars are used really effectively on this one. Absolutely wonderful. The song as well is it's very violent sounding actually. There's a lot of lyrics about drowning. What's all this talk of the ocean? What's all this talk of the ocean? I'd rather drink from the ocean. What do you mean when you said no? I only want what is best for you. Those kind of like suggest rejection. But there's other lyrics. I'll shove your head underwater, but I will never let you drown. Very violent and angry lyrics. I can tell, like, when Ben was writing this song, he seemed very pissed off. And it has that mosh pit kind of vibe with the riffs in it. Very metal sounding and headbangy. But the chorus is obviously, like, very emotionally driven and kind of desperate sounding, like it's a cry for help. My engine's running on dry. My head's so fucked up inside. Shut up. I know. I said so. Like they just kind of hit you with like the pace of the song as well. Like the guitars often stop and then come back, the drums stop and come back. But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, and then it goes into a middle section where Ben like yells again, and there's like a semi kind of metal riff. It's really badass, this song. I absolutely love it, and I listen to it when I'm like pissed off. It really does kind of get the anger out. Absolutely wonderful song. I love it. The next song, Home, comes on straight after Water. The riff is heavy. It's actually heavy at the very beginning. There's no build up. It just goes into it. But the verses are very slow and kind of head along and very bassy sounding. And the lyrics of this song, one complaint is that it's very gimmicky because it constantly references the movie The Wizard of Oz. You know, like the ruby red shoes, I'm gonna get you and your little dog too, and the man made of tin, a man made of straw. You know, like the colors don't blend. Oh, and obviously, you know, references to the film and the chorus. There's no place like home. Now, I think this suggests that because Ben wrote all the songs on this album, I think he probably really loved the film, but it resonated with him because Wizard of Oz is pretty much is like a story about, you know, Dorothy being away from home. You know, she's in a new place and she doesn't know where she is and she's in this weird place, and that's kind of how it feels. Maybe Ben was kind of experiencing parts of his life where he had to move and that's why he made the song. I don't know, but it's very unique sounding and you don't get songs like this often, so it's really good, but it's not one of my favorites. The next song, Phase, this one has a minute long intro where with a lot of build up on the drums. You know, like there's a lot of steel drums used, loud sounding ones. There's even like wooden blocks being hit and like guitar riffs and stuff like that, and like hits on the bass drum. But when the drums proper kick in, it goes into another metal sounding riff. It's really, really good, and the verses are very like slow paced, and we do hear Ben's like range of voice again. And this one also has the sort of like immature lyrics on it, and I really do appreciate it because I just love that style. You know, your lips are better than mine, but you can kiss them goodbye. Like you can really tell he had a lot of attitude back then, and I appreciate that style. And under the ground, I live and stuff like that. Those kind of lyrics. And obviously the term phase keeps being said. Phase, phase. And like I said, it's probably about, you know, being in a phase, in a frame of mind. It's a really good song, and there's a lot of screaming in this song as well. Well, I should say yelling, and the song ends with Ben yelling. So yeah, another really good song. I was going to mention, by the way, I can probably listen to this album front to back. I love it so much. Track number 10. We're getting to the end now, guys. No Games. More use of acoustics. Absolutely beautiful song. One of the softer ones on the album. There's also like a lot of string instruments used. This is another relationship song. Like Ben says, "My dear Brianna." I don't know who Brianna is, but maybe she was an ex-girlfriend of his. I'll have to look into it, but I don't really know. But there's also like more sorts of like immature-ish kind of lyrics. You know, he was an asshole, king of the castle. Those kind of rhyme schemes I just absolutely love, and that why I fell in love with this album. But yeah, the chorus is really nice though. I want you to feel the way that I do, and I keep bending to your will, and I bend to your will. I filleted myself. And the lyric "I filleted myself," a lot of people have like talked about it over the years just because of how weirdly sexual it is. But I think it's a reference to how Ben or the protagonist feels so embarrassed by what's happened, they're literally feeling like they're filleting themselves. But I don't know. But I think it probably explains it because Ben wrote all the lyrics while he was on the influence of booze. And I think the early years of Breaking Benjamin was like this. I think it wasn't until Dear Agony where he stopped drinking. But yeah, you can clearly tell these were the thoughts of a drunk man. But I still really appreciate it. The middle of the song goes into these beautiful string instruments. It's very cinematic sounding. I could imagine this being in a film, and I'm really sad that it wasn't. But yeah, No Games, just beautiful song. It's very positive sounding. There's lyrics like "I win." You know, he keeps repeating "I win," so I really love it. Track number 11. Oh my god, my favourite song on the album, Sugarcoat. Oh my god, this song, I think it's probably the heaviest Breaking Benjamin song they've ever done. The second one I'd say is Believe, but that was on the album We Are Not Alone. But Sugarcoat, oh my god, just straight up, you know, new metal riffs. You know, simplistic riffs, but they're just so freaking heavy. And the verses are very calm. It started again, claiming a friend. I couldn't be, I'll never know. I'm all alone, out in the cold. Your sugarcoat, you're ready to go. I'll never know. Your sugarcoat is just as sweet as. It's very calm and acoustic sounding, but then the chorus goes into, oh, look at yourself. Why don't you drown in a tidal wave? I can tell he was extremely pissed off when he wrote this song and angry. Why don't you drown in a tidal wave? Oh my god, these lyrics are very over the top, but the chorus is very mosh pitty. I can imagine like people just jumping into the pit, just pushing everybody around. I really feel it, and I'm sad that the band isn't this heavy anymore. But Ember was a really good album though, so yeah. But Sugarcoat, the song suggested by the title, is about a person, I don't know if it was an ex or a friend, who, on the outside seems sweet and innocent and trustworthy, but outside of that sugary, sugarcoat, they're just a mean, wicked person on the inside, just a mean, horrible person. And, I can definitely tell he dedicated this song to somebody, and believe me, I dedicate this song to many people. I really do relate to it. But yeah, it's very angry sounding. There's even a short but sweet guitar solo in the middle of it. And then the song ends with him shouting, "Your eyes are red." And wow, I just feel the passion. It's very, it's similar to bands like Floor and Seven Dust and Godsmack. It's one of those types of songs. I absolutely love it. Sugarcoat, I love this freaking song. Now, the last song in the album, actually, technically the last song. Hey, we'll get to the other one. Shallow Bay. This one goes straight into the heaviness. Ben yells, "Come on!" It goes straight into the heaviness, and there's a rhyme scheme. The sun will rise another time. The colour's blind. Bloodshot eyes. Kind of references the other song, and it comes straight after it. You're so inclined. You're out of line, and I'm out of time. And the chorus, and I float upon a shallow bay. Keep me up until the ground gives way. I'm a California castaway. I don't think you wanna fuck with me. Like, those lyrics are just so in your face, and you're just like, whoa, when you hear them. That's how I felt. Like, they're simplistic and kind of immature, but they just work so well. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I don't think you want to F with me. And that's how I feel about this song. You can tell he was like mad. And not to sound like a weeaboo, but this song would really like fit in anime like fight scene music. I don't know what it is. It just has that feel to it. The pace of the song. Then it goes into like a slow kind of bit. Where he says, "I don't think you wanna fuck with me." And then it kind of goes into a shallow bay with the drummer kind of just like going at his own pace while the song slows down. And then there's a bit where the left and right speakers kind of fluctuate between each other, which is like really effective. I love when songs do that. And then it goes back into the chorus, and then Ben starts shouting, you learn, and then, "You learn!" He just straight up screams into it, and then the song fades out and goes into absolutely beautiful string section, a really like orchestral section. It sounded really expensive, honestly, with all the instruments, like violins and cellos. No joke, the first time I heard this song, I was just, holy crap, this is the best thing ever. Like, what a way to end a song. Perfect way to end the song. Shallow Bay, I absolutely love it. And speaking of as well, Shallow Bay is actually the name of the Greatest Hits album that they made. So I'm really glad that they dedicated this one song to the album, but unfortunately, because it wasn't a single, it wasn't on the Greatest Hits. But anyways, however though, when Shallow Bay finishes, track number 13 comes on. The hidden track, Forever. Now this hidden track, unlike a lot of CDs back in the day where you had to wait like 10 minutes until the next song to come on, this one comes on straight after Shallow Bay, but it's on the same song, so there's no bullshit where you have to skip the song. Unfortunately, that's not a problem anymore because we have streaming services, but yeah, Forever is probably one of the lightest Breaking Benjamin songs they've ever done, along with Rain and a couple other songs like that, not next to nothing, Sooner or Later. It's one of their softer songs. But Forever is just a cute little love song about, can I stay alive forever? There's a lot of, repetition, but, I can't live without you, and, stuff like that. I can never beat you, I can never live without you. You can really tell, I'm getting goosebumps thinking of this song. But yeah, it really is about the person that you love the most. And it's just absolutely beautiful. There's really calm acoustic guitars used, and there's even some like dreamy sounding string instruments in the songs. Can I stay alive forever? I just absolutely love it, and Ben is just so beautiful sounding. But the song does end up building up into a more kind of heavier, kind of crescendo kind of feel to it. Can I stay alive forever? You know, with the drums proper getting into it and stuff. This song honestly reminds me of like early Lifehouse. You know, the soft rock band Lifehouse, when they used to be a bit more post grungy, like, you know, No Name Face era. It really does remind me of that. Absolutely beautiful song, so romantic, just such a great way to close this heavy album with a cute little nice soft love ballad, but it just has so much power to it as well, so powerful. I can honestly imagine it in a film. And I think they did want it to be the lead single, but because of the record label, it wasn't allowed to be, which is a real shame. But Forever, I absolutely love this song. And that's it, guys. That was Saturate by Breaking Benjamin. I absolutely love this album. Not to over exaggerate, but this is a top 10 album for me. Or at least in nu metal and alt metal and post grunge, it's one of my favourites of all time. None of the songs I would ever call bad. There's some criticisms, like Home feels kind of gimmicky, but other than that, all the songs are great, and I could probably listen to it from start to finish. Hell yeah, I'm probably going to listen to it later. But yeah, it just has such a unique style. Everyone in the band is doing something. You know, Ben has such range in his voice. He can sound angry and pissed off and yelling, but you can also have a really like light and gentle kind of sounding lullaby voice. The guitars are really memorable sounding. There's no riffs on this album which are generic. They're all really memorable. The drummer obviously does a good job, and the fact that the bassist also like, you know, works well on the verses. Absolutely wonderful, guys. I rate this album, I would say 10 out of 10, but maybe that's making it too big. But it's easily a solid 9.5. This album, in my opinion, is perfect. And not to hate on Breaking Benjamin, but I think their other albums didn't live up to this one. But yeah, check it out. I'm so happy that I made this review, because a lot of people tend to forget this one. But yeah, Saturate, one of the best albums ever made, and my favourite album of the year 2002 as well. So I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my review, and I was very passionate about this one. I really wanted to talk about it. But yeah, we're going to continue making these reviews. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do next, but yeah, we'll wait. And maybe in the future I might review We Are Not Alone and Phobia if I ever get copies of them. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. Stay safe during the lockdown and, you know, during the COVID-19 disaster. Stay safe, remember, and I hope you enjoyed my review. Peace out, and keep loving the music.